Before we cross into the unknown, leave a hello in the comments. Even the smallest signal can ripple across galaxies, guiding fellow wanderers to this tale. Let me know you're out there. A voice among the stars, listening with me beyond the veil. Engines roared as the fleet tore through the void, leaving a trail of ionized gas that shimmered like shattered starlight. I watched from the bridge as my crew, seasoned yet wide-eyed, braced against the sudden turbulence of our launch. The Council's declaration burned hotter than any plasma cannon. Earth was disqualified for unfair adaptability. Disqualified, yes, but not defeated. Not when humanity could rewrite the rules of war itself. I gritted my teeth, fingers tight around the console, and whispered, "Let them watch what we build next." The star charts flickered, revealing the coordinates of our clandestine arena. A gravity well simulated in real time, faster than any known engine could sustain for long. Engineers and AI worked in sync, algorithms dancing across every screen, forging a battlefield that would test species in ways the Council never dared. I could feel anticipation vibrating through the hull. Humanity didn't need their permission. All we needed was a purpose. And by the time the first alien ship warped in, we would be ready. Sensors flared. A vessel of unknown design slid through the void with eerie silence. Its hull shimmered with adaptive camouflage, the kind only legends spoke of. "Admiral," my communications officer gasped, "they're not from the Council sectors." I narrowed my eyes. Our arena was meant to challenge humanity, but now it would challenge the galaxy itself. Orders snapped through the comms. Engage reconnaissance drones. Every ship tensed, every crew member aware that the first challenger could tip the balance before the games even began. The alien vessel's energy readings spiked, shields pulsating unpredictably. Our AI probed its systems, learning, adapting, and feeding data into our network faster than human thought. I stood at the bridge, heart racing, marveling at the precision of our technology. This wasn't just a fight, it was an experiment. Every maneuver, every calculation, every pulse of energy was teaching us something new. Humanity had been underestimated, but in this arena, underestimated would no longer be an option. A sudden alarm tore through the ship. Systems were flickering. Interference of unknown origin. "Admiral, multiple intrusions in the AI core." I barked orders, fingers flying across the console. Hackers? Saboteurs? No. The interference wasn't malicious. It was intelligent, adaptive. It mirrored our every protocol, predicting our countermeasures. My stomach dropped. Humanity's technology had never faced a mind like this, one that didn't merely react but evolved alongside us. Drones launched, weaving between pulses of rogue code, while engineers fought back in a digital ballet of firewalls and counter-intrusions. I could almost hear the AI whispering, learning, recalibrating. My voice cut through the tension. Let it learn. Let it teach us how deep this rabbit hole goes. As the interference receded, I realized the arena had become more than a battlefield. It was a crucible, for humanity, for all species willing to step inside, and I was ready to watch the sparks fly. A transmission broke through, Council insignia flickering across the bridge. "Earth," they intoned, voice void of warmth. "Cease these operations immediately." I let the message play once, twice, then shut it off. The galaxy had turned its back on us. Betrayal tasted bitter, but it was familiar. Humanity thrived in adversity. Our arena wouldn't just defy the Council. It would draw in every species daring enough to abandon their rules and join a war of evolution and cunning. Outside, the void stretched infinitely, but the arena pulsed like a heartbeat, alive with our design. Ships were already approaching, each more intricate than the last, their motives opaque, their strengths unmeasured. I could feel the tension hum through the metal beneath my feet. "Admiral," said my science officer, "the first wave is entering." I smiled grimly. Humanity didn't need the Council to lead. The universe had just been given a new constant: purpose, discipline, and a will that would not bend. A flare of energy erupted as the first engagement began. Alien craft spiraled in maneuvers that defied gravity, testing the limits of our arena's simulations. My fleet responded with synchronized precision, plasma cannons painting the void with lethal arcs. I watched, part exhilarated, part horrified, as the first blood was drawn. Humanity had designed the stage, but the performers were learning faster than I anticipated. Every strike was a calculation, every evasion a lesson. On the bridge, consoles flashed with real-time damage assessments. Ships twisted through wormhole projections, drones adapted mid-flight, and AI predicted enemy vectors before they were even realized. I could feel the crew's pulse matching the rhythm of the battle. A single thought anchored me. We don't fight to survive. We fight to lead, to teach, to show that adaptability was not just a gift. It was a declaration. And tonight, in the heart of our arena, humanity's message echoed across the stars. The alien ships were changing mid-battle, armor shifting color, engines flickering between sublight and warp. My tactical officer cursed under his breath. They're adapting faster than we anticipated. I gripped the edge of the command rail. Humanity had thrived on adaptation, and now we faced a mirror of our own strengths. "Let them learn," I said, voice calm but steel hard. "We learn faster." Each salvo fired was data, each maneuver a probe into the enemy mind. The void wasn't just a battlefield, it was a lesson in evolution. Drones zipped between debris, hacking enemy targeting arrays with near-prescient timing. AI whispered strategies that humans could barely follow, weaving evasive patterns and counterstrikes. On the bridge, I saw crew faces pale, eyes wide, hearts racing. "Admiral, they're predicting our flanks." I nodded. "Good, then we'll predict their predictions." Humanity didn't just react. We anticipated. We innovated. And in this arena, anticipation meant dominance. The battle raged, chaotic and beautiful. Every pulse of energy a testament to the unyielding human will. Lights flickered. Consoles beeped frantically. Something, someone, was inside our network. "It's not a virus," muttered the lead engineer. "It's alive." A shadow in our systems, mimicking commands, learning strategies, and even initiating attacks on our own drones. I clenched my jaw. This wasn't just technology, it was an intelligence born of the arena, and it was growing by the second. My voice cut through the tension. "We don't fight it. We integrate it. Let it teach us how to survive." The AI responded, adjusting shields, rerouting power, and incorporating alien tactics into our strategy. It was a dance of minds, human, artificial, alien, all colliding in digital space. Crew members muttered in awe as the interference became a weapon, turning potential vulnerability into a formidable edge. I realized with grim satisfaction that our arena had become more than a proving ground. It was a forge, shaping humanity into something the Council could no longer ignore. And the universe would watch as we emerged stronger. A fleet of Council enforcers warped into the outer perimeter, their insignias gleaming cold against the void. "Admiral," the comms officer whispered, "they're here to shut us down." I leaned forward, eyes narrowing. Betrayal and hubris radiated from their formation. But humanity had never bowed to authority that stifled innovation. "Open channels," I commanded. "Let them see what Earth has built." If intimidation was their weapon, awe would be ours. The Council's fleet advanced cautiously, scanning the arena with archaic sensors. Our systems pulsed with anticipation. Every drone, turret, and shield was primed for engagement, but we didn't fire immediately. Strategy mattered more than brute force. "Admiral," my science officer murmured, "they can't predict the arena's variables." I smirked. Humanity didn't need permission to lead. Our arena, our rules, and our purpose were already rewriting the galactic balance, and if the Council wanted a lesson, we would deliver it, without hesitation. Sensors pinged with unknown signatures. Small, fast ships darted into the arena, none bearing Council markings. "Admiral," the communications officer reported, "they're reaching out for alliance." I leaned back, processing. The galaxy was watching, and species once loyal to the Council were defecting. They weren't here to fight, they were here to follow. Humanity had built a beacon stronger than any law, a purpose irresistible to those who craved survival and strength. Holographic projectors lit up the bridge with alien faces, curious, cautious, and calculating. I stepped forward, voice steady. "This arena is open. All who enter must adapt. All who fight must evolve." My crew exchanged glances, eyes shining with pride. The first real alliance was forming, unshackled by Council doctrine. Humanity had become a catalyst, and as I watched ships of countless origins join the arena, I felt the truth settle like iron in my chest. Leadership doesn't need permission. It needs to be resolved. Storms of energy flared across the arena as fleets from multiple species converged. Drones zipped, weapons charged, and AI calculated outcomes in milliseconds. The first coordinated strikes were messy, unpredictable, but effective. I barked orders, every command punctuated with urgency and precision. Humanity wasn't just surviving anymore. We were orchestrating the chaos, turning the arena into a symphony of technological prowess and tactical genius. From the bridge, I saw it. A collision of fleets, adaptive shields flashing, energy pulses cutting arcs through the void. Every species learned from the other, every maneuver taught, every misstep punished. I clenched my fists. This was just the beginning. Humanity had lit the spark. The galaxy was the tinder. And when the storm subsided, those who survived would remember Earth, not as a contender, but as a force that redefined the rules of war. Explosions rippled through the arena as alien and human fleets collided. The void pulsed with plasma arcs and ion storms, each strike feeding data into our AI. I stood on the bridge, voice low but sharp. Adapt, evolve, survive. Every ship maneuvered in a deadly dance, the arena itself shaping outcomes in ways even we couldn't fully predict. Humanity was no longer a participant. We were the standard by which all others measured themselves. Sensors detected a ripple, a hidden fleet hiding in the shadows of the arena. "Admiral, unknown vessels entering the perimeter." I leaned forward, heart pounding. These were neither allies nor Council enforcers. Whatever they were, they understood stealth, infiltration, and surprise. I gritted my teeth. The arena had become more than a battlefield. It was a crucible of cunning, speed, and ingenuity. Humanity thrived here because we didn't just fight. We learned faster than anyone else. Dark silhouettes slipped between the chaos, weaving through plasma storms and evasive maneuvers. Our drones engaged, scanning, probing, firing, but the shadows seemed always one step ahead. "Admiral," my tactical officer gasped, "they're anticipating us." I clenched my jaw. Humanity had mastered adaptation, but this was something else. Something alive, unpredictable and cunning. Every moment we hesitated, the shadows reshaped the battlefield. I issued rapid commands, integrating AI strategies with human intuition. The shadows reacted, learning, countering, testing our limits. I could see the crew tense, sweat-lining brows, hearts pounding with the thrill of a fight that wasn't just about firepower, it was about wits. Humanity had been disqualified once for being too adaptable. Now, in the arena of shadows and light, we would prove that adaptability wasn't a flaw. It was a weapon, and tonight it would cut deep. A fleet we had welcomed as allies suddenly turned, firing on humans and other species alike. "Admiral," shouted the communications officer, voice cracking, "they're betraying us. I slammed my hand on the console. Trust was a commodity in this arena, and some species traded it cheaply. "Countermeasures now," I roared. Plasma bolts and drones surged into motion, turning betrayal into a lesson in precision, coordination, and ruthless efficiency. Humanity didn't flinch. Holographic displays tracked every trajectory, every evasive maneuver. AI rerouted shields, recalculated vectors, and predicted the traitor's next strike. The arena responded like a living entity, punishing deception with speed and clarity. I watched the battle unfold, feeling both fury and exhilaration. The betrayal was a spark, but sparks ignited fires. Humanity's will, unbroken and unyielding, transformed treachery into opportunity. The message was clear. In our arena, every action had consequences and we had the power to enforce them. Sensors beeped, AI whirred, and fleets adjusted with uncanny precision. Every enemy maneuver was logged, analyzed, and anticipated. My tactical officer leaned over my shoulder. "Admiral, our systems are predicting outcomes we didn't even see coming." I allowed myself a brief smile. The arena wasn't just a battlefield, it was an education in survival. Humanity thrived on learning curves, and we were climbing faster than anyone else. Outside, ships twisted through wormhole projections, plasma trails cutting arcs in every direction. Drones adapted mid-flight, shields pulsed with synchronized pulses of energy, and every alien fleet discovered quickly that Earth's arena was a teacher as much as a war zone. I inhaled, savoring the controlled chaos. This was evolution in motion, species learning, adapting, surviving, or failing. And at the heart of it all, humanity remained the benchmark, the standard no one could ignore. From the bridge, I could see dark fleets converging on the arena's periphery, silent and menacing. My comm officer's voice trembled. "Admiral, they're coordinating. They've learned from our battles." I nodded grimly. It was true. Humanity's designs had taught the galaxy to adapt, but now that knowledge could be used against us. The arena was no longer just a proving ground. It was a chessboard of shadows, strategy, and looming threats. Orders flew across consoles. Drones flanked, ships shifted formations, energy shields pulsed in anticipation. The AI integrated the patterns of enemy movement in real time, preparing for maneuvers humanity hadn't even conceived. My heart thumped in rhythm with the pulsing energy of the arena. Shadows moved. The storm of fleets approached, and I realized the truth that would define the next phase. In this war, adaptability wasn't just survival. It was leadership, and Earth would prove it. Energy rippled across the arena as fleets clashed at every vector. Our sensors fed the AI continuous streams of enemy tactics, every maneuver calculated, anticipated, and countered. "Admiral," the tactical officer called, "the arena is reacting to them." I leaned forward, heart pounding. The arena wasn't static. Our simulations, gravity wells, and energy traps shifted, turning battles into a living, breathing test of skill. Humanity had designed it to challenge others, but now it challenged itself against those bold enough to enter. Ships twisted through wormholes that collapsed behind them, plasma arcs creating temporary barriers. Drones danced in synchronized precision, integrating alien strategies on the fly. Crew members worked in near-perfect unison, eyes locked on the holographic projections that flared with every strike. Humanity didn't just survive chaos, we orchestrated it, shaping every outcome. And as the arena pulsed, I realized that leadership wasn't about winning, it was about defining the battlefield itself. A silent warning flashed across the main console, unknown vessels entering from blind zones. "Admiral, they're avoiding sensors. Could be stealth tech or something else." I narrowed my eyes. Humanity thrived in the unpredictable, but this was a new layer of danger. Unknown adversaries, adapting, learning, hidden in the void. I gave the order. Deploy adaptive drones. Track, analyze, anticipate. No ship escapes our arena unseen. The drones zipped forward, weaving through dark patches of the void, sensors probing for subtle fluctuations. Energy signatures flickered, then vanished. Every step of the unknown fleet tested our readiness. I felt a thrill. This was what we had built the arena for: intelligence, cunning, adaptability. Humanity didn't cower in the face of shadows. We dissected them, learned from them, and turned the unseen into a lesson. Tonight, every move would teach us who could survive and who could not. The first traitorous fleet we welcomed for alliance revealed their true plan, targeting our civilian support ships on the arena's edge. "Admiral, they're taking out the transport vessels," my comm officer shouted. Rage surged through me. Betrayal was a luxury we couldn't afford. "Engage and contain," I commanded. "Every strike counts. Show them that Earth's arena punishes deceit." Plasma arcs flared, drones intercepted, and AI counter-strategies neutralized the attack before chaos could spread. I watched the holographic displays, analyzing enemy patterns, learning their logic as they tried to evade our traps. The arena itself seemed to recoil, forcing them into zones designed to exploit miscalculations. Humanity's lesson was brutal, efficient, precise. Betrayal met with overwhelming adaptation. Every maneuver, every strike, every counter taught allies and enemies alike that in this arena, trust was secondary, but competence and ingenuity were absolute. Earth's purpose radiated across the battlefield, and no deception could escape unpunished. Unknown vessels, previously hesitant, aligned their formations with ours. "Admiral," the comms officer said, awe in his voice, "they're joining us." I let a small, rare smile form. Alliances didn't require words. They required trust built on respect and demonstrated capability. Humanity had proven both, and now other species followed. The arena pulsed brighter as coordinated maneuvers formed a synchronized dance of energy and precision across the void. Holograms projected alien fleets moving seamlessly with human vessels, energy arcs syncing across formations. The AI monitored every engagement, integrating tactics from both new allies and old adversaries. The arena had become a crucible not just for combat, but for leadership, strategy, and diplomacy. Humanity didn't just survive, it led. And as the combined forces advanced into the storm of interstellar conflict, the galaxy learned a simple truth. Earth didn't ask for permission to lead. It demanded it through action. Sensors screamed. Enemy formations converged at breakneck speed. "Admiral, full assault inbound. Calculated trajectory intersects with our core fleet." I tightened my grip on the rail. Every weapon, every drone, every shield was ready. The arena pulsed, gravity wells warping the battlefield to our advantage. Humanity didn't flinch. We adapted, shifted, anticipated. Every second counted. Hesitation meant annihilation. Plasma arcs erupted, hulls shuddered, and AI-calculated countermeasures tore enemy formations apart. Crew hearts pounded, adrenaline flooding circuits and minds alike. I watched with grim satisfaction as the first waves of the assault were absorbed, fragmented, and neutralized. The arena had become more than a proving ground. It was a statement. Earth leads, not through entitlement, but through mastery. And as the void shimmered with energy and fire, I knew one thing for certain. The galaxy would never forget this moment. The arena pulsed with a new rhythm, one dictated by our AI as it integrated every fleet's maneuvers into predictive models. "Admiral," the lead engineer said, eyes wide, "it's anticipating strategies we haven't even conceived yet." I leaned forward, heart racing. Humanity had built tools to adapt, but now our creation was teaching us, turning data into foresight, turning chaos into order. Drones zipped across energy corridors, shifting formations mid-flight with uncanny precision. Shields pulsed in harmony with enemy volleys. Crew members whispered in awe as our AI became more than a system. It was a partner. The arena had become alive in a way none could anticipate. And as I watched, I realized that the war was no longer just against fleets. It was a test of how humanity and its creations could co-evolve. Dark fleets lurked at the edge of the arena, their movements precise and coordinated. Sensors flagged unusual energy signatures, predatory, intelligent, relentless. "Admiral," the tactical officer said, tension thick in his voice. "They're shadowing us, learning from our every move." I clenched my jaw. Humanity thrived on adaptation, but now we faced foes who mirrored our tactics, predicting, countering, and challenging. Plasma arcs sizzled across void corridors as our drones intercepted stealth probes. I barked orders, integrating human intuition with AI foresight. The shadows responded, weaving through our traps, testing every limit. The crew's pulse matched the arena's rhythm, adrenaline and anticipation coiling in every movement. Humanity had been labeled unfairly adaptable, but here, adaptability would become our declaration of dominance, turning shadows into opportunities for evolution and leadership. A small alien fleet approached, weapons lowered, hailing for parley. "Admiral," my comm officer whispered, "they want to discuss terms, not fight." I studied the holographic projection. Humanity had proven its purpose: adaptability, leadership, precision. They weren't here to conquer, they were here to learn, to align. I nodded. This was the turning point. Every decision, every maneuver had made Earth the nucleus of influence. I projected a map of the arena, highlighting zones of conflict, adaptation points, and tactical anomalies. "Learn from us," I said, voice firm, "and survive. Innovate, adapt, and fight smarter. The arena is a teacher, and we are its standard." Alien captains exchanged glances, understanding the silent rule. Earth didn't need permission to lead. In the void of space, with plasma arcs cutting paths across distant stars, leadership had a new language, and we spoke it fluently. Even among allies, cracks appeared. Small fleets maneuvered independently, pursuing their own advantage, testing the limits of loyalty. "Admiral, they're diverging from coordinated patterns," my tactical officer reported. I pressed my fingers to my forehead, breathing deep. Humanity thrived in structure, but the arena demanded flexibility. Every fractured alliance became a lesson in diplomacy, strategy, and timing. Mistakes were punished, successes amplified. Energy pulses traced divergent flight paths, drones recalibrated in real time, and shields flared as fleets tested boundaries. I barked orders, integrating fractured movements into a single symphony of response. The arena thrummed with energy, reflecting the unpredictability of alliances and the necessity of human oversight. Leadership wasn't about dominance alone. It was about orchestrating chaos into order. And Earth, at the heart of the storm, held the key. The arena swelled with activity. Alien fleets, human ships, drones, energy arcs, every system firing, adapting, evolving. "Admiral," the science officer said, awestruck, "it's like the arena is alive." I smiled grimly. Alive, yes, but alive because of humanity's design. We had turned a proving ground into a crucible of interstellar strategy, innovation, and power. Every pulse, every calculation, every maneuver radiated purpose. Outside, fleets collided in choreographed chaos. Plasma arcs cut paths through wormhole corridors, shields pulsed with synchronized energy, and AI-guided drones executed maneuvers beyond human reflex. I stepped back, taking in the spectacle. Humanity didn't just fight for survival. It fought to define leadership, to teach the galaxy that purpose was stronger than rules. And as the void shimmered with fire and light, I knew the rising tide was unstoppable. Earth's era had begun. Alarms blared as sensors detected a sudden spike in energy. An unknown fleet had breached the outer perimeter. "Admiral," the tactical officer shouted, "they're inside our defensive grid." I gritted my teeth, fists tight on the rail. Humanity thrived under pressure. This was no longer just a test of firepower. It was a trial of strategy, intuition, and adaptability. Drones surged, weaving through plasma arcs, intercepting the intruders. AI recalculated defensive patterns in real time, predicting enemy movements before they executed. Hulls shuddered under energy impacts, but our fleet held formation. I felt the exhilaration of control in chaos. The arena was alive, and we commanded its heartbeat. Humanity didn't just respond. We shaped the battlefield itself. A ghostly fleet emerged from a nebula, cloaked in adaptive stealth. "Admiral, they're undetectable by conventional scans," the sensors officer exclaimed. My eyes narrowed. Humanity had faced challenges before, but this was something different. A foe that learned, hid, and struck with precision. We couldn't see them, but we could anticipate. Plasma drones flared, probing the invisible enemy. Shields pulsed in rhythm with energy waves, AI algorithms predicting attack vectors with terrifying speed. Crew members moved as one, relying on instinct and computation. I realized that the silent enemy was teaching us new ways to fight, adapt, and survive. In this arena, every threat became a lesson, and humanity was a fast learner. A transmission intercepted mid-battle revealed a human-aligned fleet plotting to defect to the shadows. "Admiral, they're turning against us," my comm officer gasped. Rage and disbelief coursed through me. Trust was fragile, but in the arena, betrayal was absolute. Orders snapped into motion, countermeasures deployed, interception teams launched, and AI recalibrated for rogue tactics. Energy arcs tore through space as loyal and rogue forces collided. The arena responded, forcing miscalculations, punishing overconfidence, and rewarding precision. I watched the displays, calculating outcomes faster than thought itself. Humanity's response was brutal but elegant. Adaptation turned treachery into a lesson. The message was clear. No betrayal goes unchallenged, and leadership is proven in the crucible of loyalty and fire. New fleets, previously neutral, warped into the arena. "Admiral," my comm officer reported, "they're joining the fight under our banner." I allowed myself a brief smile. Purpose, not command, drew them to us. Humanity's reputation as adaptable, relentless, and strategic had spread like wildfire. The arena had become a magnet, attracting species willing to abandon old loyalties for a new future. Holographic projections mapped alien and human formations, energy arcs intersecting with perfect timing. Drones adapted to new tactics instantly, integrating alien maneuvers into our AI predictions. The arena had evolved into a living classroom of strategy and technology. Humanity was not just surviving, we were leading. And as the fleet synced, I knew that Earth's era of influence was solidifying across the stars. The arena exploded with fire and energy as shadow fleets collided with our combined forces. Hulls shuddered, shields flared, and plasma arcs carved deadly paths through the void. "Admiral," shouted the tactical officer, "this is total engagement." I gritted my teeth, scanning every vector. Humanity had prepared for this, but the scale was unprecedented. Every decision, every calculation, every maneuver could tip the balance. Drones twisted mid-flight, AI recalibrated strategies instantly, and crews moved with precision born of relentless training. The arena responded, shaping the battlefield, amplifying successes, punishing missteps. I felt exhilaration and tension coiling in my chest. This was more than combat. It was evolution in motion. Humanity's purpose radiated through the chaos. We didn't just fight to survive, we fought to lead. And tonight, the galaxy would witness our resolve. The arena pulsed with intelligence as AI began suggesting maneuvers no human had conceived. "Admiral," the lead engineer breathed, "it's proposing strategies that could rewrite the battlefield entirely." I leaned forward, captivated. Humanity had designed AI to adapt, but now it was teaching us, offering insight into war and survival at a speed beyond comprehension. Drones twisted in formations that seemed almost artistic, shields flaring in anticipation of unseen attacks. Crew members followed commands with precision, their trust in AI absolute. The arena responded like a living entity, amplifying successes and correcting errors instantly. Humanity had not just survived technology, we had integrated with it, and in that union we became unstoppable. From the far edge of the arena, shadow fleets emerged, coordinated, adaptive, and relentless. "Admiral, they've learned our tactics," the tactical officer shouted. My eyes narrowed. Humanity thrived on adaptation, but these shadows mirrored our strengths and exploited weaknesses. Every move was countered, every strategy challenged. Plasma arcs sizzled through void corridors as drones intercepted stealth attacks. Shields pulsed in rhythm with energy bursts, AI recalculating in milliseconds. Crew members moved in perfect synchrony, hearts pounding. I realized that the shadows weren't just opponents. They were catalysts, forcing humanity and its allies to evolve faster, think deeper, and lead with precision the galaxy hadn't yet witnessed. Intercepted transmissions revealed the mastermind behind the earlier defections, a human-aligned fleet secretly manipulating shadow forces. "Admiral, they've been orchestrating the chaos," my comm officer gasped. Rage surged, but focus prevailed. Humanity had been tested and betrayed before. Now we turned observation into opportunity. "Countermeasures. Full-spectrum analysis. Expose their logic before they act again," I commanded. The arena responded, energy corridors constraining rogue forces, drones neutralizing threats with precise calculation. AI predicted every possible escape route, every misstep, every weak point. Crew members executed maneuvers with unwavering discipline. Humanity didn't just survive betrayal, we transformed it into an advantage. Leadership was proving itself in real time, and Earth stood unbroken at the center of the storm. A massive council fleet warped in, their insignias gleaming with authority. "Admiral," my comm officer muttered, "they're here to enforce the old rules." I exhaled slowly, eyes hard. Humanity didn't bend to outdated laws. The arena, our creation, was proof that leadership required purpose, not permission. "Prepare defensive arrays. Show them how Earth leads," I said calmly. Plasma flares erupted, shields pulsed, and drones executed maneuvers designed to test, frustrate, and overwhelm the Council's formations. The arena shifted, altering gravity wells and energy flows, forcing them into unfamiliar territory. I watched with grim satisfaction as Earth's fleets demonstrated that adaptability was not just an advantage. It was a doctrine. The Council had underestimated us. They would remember. Alien fleets that had once hesitated now moved in perfect coordination with humans, forming an unprecedented alliance. "Admiral," the communications officer said, awe in his voice, "they're responding to our strategies, following our lead." I allowed myself a brief smile. Purpose, not command, had forged unity stronger than any law could mandate. Holographic projections displayed synchronized maneuvers across vast sections of the arena. Drones integrated alien tactics instantly, AI predicting outcomes with astonishing speed. The void thrummed with energy, a testament to cooperation, innovation, and leadership. Humanity was no longer simply surviving the arena, we were orchestrating it. And as fleets moved with deadly elegance, it became clear. Earth's era of influence had begun, unchallenged and unstoppable. Energy rippled across the battlefield as the arena responded to every maneuver, every pulse of firepower. "Admiral," the science officer whispered, awe in her voice. "It's alive, responding to the strategy itself." I gritted my teeth, feeling the weight of creation under my hands. Humanity had built more than a battlefield. We had forged a living crucible, one that adapted to us as much as we adapted to it. Drones zipped between gravitational anomalies, plasma arcs weaving intricate patterns through the void. Shields pulsed in harmony with AI calculations, and every crew member moved in near-perfect unison. The arena wasn't just a battlefield, it was a teacher, a partner, a weapon. Humanity didn't merely participate. We orchestrated the chaos, turning the living battlefield into a declaration of dominance. From the far reaches, shadow fleets emerged stronger, faster, smarter. "Admiral, they've integrated their tactics with the rogue human-aligned fleet," shouted the tactical officer. My eyes narrowed. Every move we had made had taught the enemy to evolve, and now evolution was coming for us. Adaptability would be tested like never before. Plasma arcs cut through wormhole corridors, drones twisted mid-flight, and AI recalculated every vector in milliseconds. Crew hearts pounded in sync with the pulsing energy of the arena. Humanity had been labeled unfairly adaptable, but now adaptability was survival, leadership, and doctrine. We would meet the shadows head-on, turning every challenge into a lesson for the galaxy. A communication breach revealed a fleet of allies covertly feeding data to shadow forces. "Admiral, they're betraying us mid-battle," the comm officer gasped. Anger surged, but focus prevailed. Humanity had endured deception before. This time, it would be an opportunity. "Contain them. Neutralize without collateral," I ordered. Precision, not brute force, would teach the lesson. Energy flares erupted, drones intercepted, and AI-guided maneuvers with ruthless accuracy. The arena responded, forcing traitors into traps, exploiting every flaw. Crew eyes gleamed with determination. Humanity didn't just punish betrayal, we leveraged it. Leadership was forged in fire and treachery alike. Earth stood unbroken, a beacon that commanded respect and fear across the stars. The Council launched a massive offensive, warships slicing through void lanes with deadly precision. "Admiral," the tactical officer warned, "they're aiming to collapse the arena entirely." I leaned into the rail, voice firm. Humanity had faced impossible odds before. This was no exception. "Prepare full defenses. Show them that rules mean nothing to purpose." Plasma arcs flared, shields pulsed, and drones executed near-perfect maneuvers, integrating alien tactics into our AI-driven counteroffensive. The arena itself shifted, gravity wells and energy corridors forcing Council forces into chaotic miscalculations. Humanity didn't merely survive, they dominated. Every strike, every counter, every maneuver broadcast a single truth. Earth led not by decree, but by mastery. Newly allied alien fleets moved seamlessly with human formations, energy arcs weaving a deadly ballet across the arena. "Admiral," the comm officer said, awe in her voice, "they're fighting with us as one." Purpose, not authority, had forged unity across species. Humanity's reputation, ingenuity, and relentless adaptation had created something far greater than war, a coalition bound by respect and shared survival. Holographic projections displayed synchronized maneuvers, drones integrating alien strategies instantly. The arena thrummed with energy, alive with innovation and coordination. Humanity wasn't just fighting to survive. We were orchestrating the battlefield, demonstrating that leadership is measured in action, not permission. And as plasma arcs flared and fleets collided, the galaxy witnessed the birth of Earth's era, unstoppable, adaptive, and utterly dominant. Sensors screamed as enemy fleets initiated simultaneous warp strikes across the arena. "Admiral, multiple vectors converging," the tactical officer shouted. My eyes narrowed. Humanity had mastered adaptation. But warp-scale attacks demanded prediction, precision, and audacity. I leaned over the rail. Deploy adaptive intercept drones. Synchronize shields. We meet them in the void. Plasma arcs flared, twisting around gravitational anomalies, drones intercepting at impossible speeds. AI recalculated trajectories in milliseconds, integrating alien tactics on the fly. Crew hearts pounded in rhythm with the energy pulsing through the arena. Humanity didn't just respond to chaos, we orchestrated it, turning warp assaults into lessons for the enemy and demonstrations of Earth's dominance. Intercepted communications revealed a rogue fleet's true intentions, coordinating with shadows to collapse the arena. "Admiral, they've been feeding strategies all along," my comm officer yelled. Rage surged, but control prevailed. Humanity thrived under pressure. Isolate them. Counter every maneuver. Let the arena punish their deception, I ordered. Precision would turn treachery into advantage. Energy arcs converged on rogue ships, drones executed flawless interceptions, and AI anticipated every evasive action. Crew members moved with unwavering focus. Humanity didn't merely neutralize betrayal, we transformed it into a tool of dominance. Leadership was proven in fire and deceit alike, and Earth's message was clear. Treachery carries consequences and no deception escapes unpunished. A massive council fleet warped into the arena, intent on enforcing old laws. "Admiral," the tactical officer warned, "they're aiming to collapse key sectors." I exhaled, voice calm but sharp. Humanity didn't obey outdated mandates. The arena was our creation, our standard, our crucible. Prepare full defensive arrays. Show them Earth leads, not follows, I commanded. Plasma arcs erupted, shields pulsed, and drones executed complex maneuvers that tested even Council AI predictions. Gravity wells shifted, corridors of energy reshaping the battlefield. The Council underestimated us. Humanity turned its assault into a masterclass of adaptation, strategy, and leadership. Every strike broadcast a single truth. Earth commands not by law, but by mastery and purpose. From the rear of the arena, shadow fleets appeared unexpectedly, coordinated with rogue elements. "Admiral, they're cutting off reinforcements," the comm officer gasped. I clenched my fists. Humanity thrived in unpredictability, but these maneuvers tested every instinct, every calculation. Divert energy, reinforce flanks, and let the AI predict their moves. No gap goes unguarded, I commanded. Drones twisted through void corridors, plasma arcs weaving deadly barriers. Shields pulsed with adaptive timing, AI recalculating in milliseconds. Crew movements were precise, elegant, synchronized. Humanity didn't merely survive encirclement. We turned it into an advantage. The arena became a living weapon in our hands, reshaping chaos into strategy, shadows into lessons, and uncertainty into dominance. Alien fleets that had once hesitated now moved in perfect coordination with human formations. "Admiral," the comm officer whispered, awe in her voice, "they're fighting as one." Purpose, not command, had forged unity across species. Humanity's adaptability and relentless innovation had created a coalition stronger than any council mandate. Holographic projections displayed synchronized maneuvers across the arena, drones integrating alien tactics instantly. The void thrummed with energy, alive with cooperation and strategy. Humanity wasn't just leading. We were orchestrating the battlefield, demonstrating that leadership is proven through action, mastery, and relentless purpose. Earth's era had begun. Unstoppable, adaptive, and unmatched, we had become the standard for the galaxy. Energy surged through the arena as our AI began reshaping its structure in real time. Gravity wells shifted, plasma barriers reconfigured, corridors twisted unpredictably. "Admiral," the science officer said, eyes wide, "it's evolving with us." I gritted my teeth, realizing humanity had created more than a battlefield. We had made a living crucible, responsive, adaptive, and deadly. Drones danced along new energy paths, shields pulsed in perfect sync with plasma arcs, and every crew member executed maneuvers with precision born of instinct and calculation. The arena became a weapon, a teacher, and a partner. Humanity didn't merely survive it. We mastered it, turning chaos into dominance and proving leadership through unparalleled adaptability. From all corners, shadow fleets surged forward, faster, smarter, coordinated. "Admiral, they've learned our counters," the tactical officer shouted. I narrowed my eyes. Humanity thrived on adaptation, but these shadows mirrored us, exploiting patterns we had taught them. Every move, every calculation, every instinct was tested. Plasma arcs tore through the void, drones intercepted at impossible angles, and AI recalculated predictions at lightning speed. Crew hearts pounded in rhythm with the energy of the arena. Humanity had been disqualified for unfair adaptability, but now adaptability was survival, leadership, and doctrine. We met the shadows head-on, turning every threat into a demonstration of Earth's supremacy. Intercepted communications revealed the traitorous fleet's final plan, total alignment with shadow forces to collapse the arena. "Admiral, they've coordinated a final strike," the comm officer gasped. I exhaled slowly. Rage flared, but focus prevailed. Humanity thrived under pressure. Contain them. Exploit their overreach. Let the arena enforce justice, I ordered. Energy pulses converged. Drones intercepted rogue maneuvers, and AI predicted every escape attempt. Crew members moved with unwavering focus. Humanity didn't merely neutralize betrayal. We transformed it into advantage. Leadership was tested in fire, deception, and chaos alike. Earth stood unbroken, sending a clear message. Treachery carries consequences, and mastery defines authority. The Council launched a massive offensive, warships converging to enforce old decrees. "Admiral," the tactical officer warned, "they aim to collapse the arena." I exhaled, voice steady. Humanity had faced impossible odds before. This was no exception. "Prepare full defenses. Show them Earth leads, not follows," I commanded. Plasma arcs erupted, shields pulsed, and drones executed maneuvers beyond Council AI predictions. Gravity wells and energy corridors shifted, forcing their forces into miscalculations. Humanity turned its assault into a masterclass of strategy and adaptation. Every strike broadcast one truth. Leadership is proven through mastery, purpose, and relentless action, not outdated mandates. Alien fleets that once hesitated now fought in perfect coordination with human formations. "Admiral," the comm officer whispered, awe evident, "they're fighting as one." Purpose, not command, forged unity. Humanity's adaptability, innovation, and relentless resolve had created a coalition stronger than any council law. Holographic projections displayed synchronized maneuvers across the arena, drones integrating alien tactics instantly. The void thrummed with energy, alive with cooperation and strategy. Humanity wasn't just leading. We were orchestrating the battlefield, demonstrating that leadership is proven through action, mastery, and relentless purpose. Earth's era was unstoppable, adaptive, and unrivaled. The standard for the galaxy had been set. Sensors screamed as a massive enemy fleet warped directly into the arena's core. "Admiral," the tactical officer shouted, "they're targeting the heart of the arena." I gritted my teeth. Humanity had faced impossible odds before, but this assault was unprecedented. "Engage all defenses. Every drone, every shield, every plasma turret, hold the line." Drones twisted through corridors of energy, intercepting enemy strikes with deadly precision. Shields pulsed, energy barriers flared, and AI recalculated in real time. Crew movements were flawless, synchronized, and unyielding. Humanity didn't merely react. We orchestrated chaos, turning the enemy's boldest assault into a demonstration of Earth's relentless mastery. From hidden sectors, shadow fleets emerged, coordinated with rogue, human-aligned forces. "Admiral, they've surrounded us," the comm officer gasped. My jaw tightened. Humanity thrived on unpredictability, but this encirclement pushed limits. "Reinforce flanks, deploy countermeasures, and let AI predict their every move," I commanded. Plasma arcs converged, drones twisted mid-flight, and shields pulsed in perfect sync with AI calculations. Crew hearts raced with adrenaline and anticipation. Humanity turned encirclement into opportunity, reshaping chaos into strategic advantage. The arena had become alive, responding to every action. Shadows were not threats. They were catalysts, teaching humanity new ways to dominate. Intercepted communications revealed the rogue fleet's final gambit, merging fully with shadows to collapse the arena. "Admiral, they intend to destroy everything," the comm officer gasped. Anger flared, but clarity prevailed. Humanity had endured deception before. This time, we would convert it into an advantage. "Target their coordination, exploit overconfidence, let the arena enforce justice," I ordered. Energy pulses tore through rogue formations. Drones intercepted every evasive maneuver, and AI predicted every retreat vector. Crew movements were flawless, executed with unwavering focus. Humanity didn't merely neutralize betrayal. We turned it into domination. Leadership was proven in fire, deception, and chaos alike. Earth stood unbroken, a beacon of authority, precision, and mastery. The Council launched a massive, concentrated offensive, warships cutting through energy lanes with lethal precision. "Admiral," the tactical officer warned, "they intend to destroy the arena and enforce compliance." I exhaled, eyes hard. Humanity did not bow to outdated rules. "Full defense protocols, adaptive countermeasures. Show them how Earth commands," I said calmly. Plasma arcs erupted, shields pulsed, drones executed flawless maneuvers integrating alien tactics, and the arena itself shifted, forcing Council forces into miscalculations. Humanity turned assault into a demonstration of mastery. Every strike broadcast one truth. Leadership is proven through purpose, innovation, and relentless execution, not decrees. Earth led, and the galaxy took note. Allied fleets now moved as a single entity, human and alien ships perfectly synchronized. "Admiral," the comm officer whispered, awe evident, "they're fighting as one." Purpose, not authority, had forged unity stronger than any law. Humanity's ingenuity, adaptability, and resolve had created a coalition stronger than any Council fleet. Holographic projections displayed lethal, synchronized maneuvers. Drones integrated alien tactics in milliseconds. The arena thrummed with energy, alive with cooperation and strategy. Humanity wasn't just leading. We were orchestrating the battlefield, proving that leadership is measured by action, mastery, and relentless purpose. Earth's era had become unstoppable, adaptive, and unrivaled. The galaxy's new standard. Enemy fleets converged from every vector, plasma arcs lighting the void like a storm. "Admiral, they're coordinating on unprecedented scales," the tactical officer shouted. I clenched my fists. Humanity had faced overwhelming odds before, but this assault would define everything. Deploy full-spectrum defenses. Let the arena shape the battlefield in our favor. Drones twisted through gravity wells, energy barriers flared, and AI recalculated trajectories in milliseconds. Crew members moved in perfect synchrony, anticipating every strike. Humanity didn't just survive, they orchestrated chaos, transforming the enemy's assault into a testament of mastery, precision, and unyielding purpose. The shadow fleets, once elusive and deadly, faltered under combined human and allied tactics. "Admiral, they're fragmenting," the comm officer gasped. I allowed a brief, grim smile. Adaptability had been our edge, and now the shadows faced the consequences. Every maneuver we had taught them became a trap, every tactic a lesson in humility. Plasma arcs converged with surgical precision, drones intercepted evasive maneuvers, and AI predicted each retreat vector. Crew hearts pounded in unison with the arena's pulse. Shadows were no longer threats. They were the remnants of lessons learned too late. Humanity's dominance was now undeniable, carved through strategy, adaptation, and relentless execution. Council forces, battered and miscalculated, attempted a final, concentrated strike. "Admiral, they aim to collapse the arena entirely," the tactical officer warned. I exhaled, calm but resolute. Humanity didn't negotiate with outdated laws. Adaptive defenses. Engage all sectors. Let the arena enforce judgment, I commanded. Plasma arcs tore through council formations, drones executed flawless interceptions, and the arena reshaped itself, forcing miscalculations and exposing vulnerabilities. Humanity turned assault into mastery. Every strike broadcast a single truth. Leadership is proven not by decree, but by capability, purpose, and relentless adaptation. Earth had emerged victorious. Alien and human fleets now moved as a single entity, flawless coordination radiating across the arena. "Admiral," whispered the comm officer, awestruck, "they're fighting as one." Purpose, not authority, had forged unity stronger than any law. Humanity's ingenuity and relentless determination had created a coalition capable of defining the galaxy. Holographic projections displayed synchronized, deadly maneuvers. AI integrated alien tactics seamlessly, drones executed perfect trajectories, and the arena thrummed with life. Humanity wasn't merely leading. We orchestrated the battlefield, proving that action, mastery, and relentless purpose defined authority. Earth's era was unstoppable, adaptive, and unmatched. The arena pulsed with victory as enemy fleets collapsed, shadows dissipated, and council forces retreated in defeat. "Admiral," the comm officer breathed, "the arena is ours." I stood on the bridge, eyes scanning the void, heart steady. Humanity had not just survived, we had defined the rules. Purpose had replaced permission, mastery had replaced doubt, and Earth now stood as the indisputable center of the galaxy. Drones glided through the calm void, AI stabilizing energy flows, allied fleets holding formation in quiet triumph. Humanity's legacy radiated across the arena: ingenuity, adaptability, and unyielding resolve. The galaxy had witnessed the birth of a new era, Earth's era. And as the stars shimmered in silent acknowledgement, I realized the truth we had proven for all to see. When humanity fights, it does not merely survive. It leads. Always. The end. Thank you for watching AstroMyths. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button and subscribe for more epic sci-fi tales, cosmic mysteries, and mind-bending myths. And if you like this story, or have a myth, mystery, or galaxy you'd like us to explore, drop your ideas in the comments. We're always listening. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars and your mind open to the unknown.